Hello there, I'm Dave and welcome to my workshop. Now this is going to be a little bit of a different video this time because I have a challenge for you, another musical challenge. Now you may remember earlier in the year that I put out a video which was called Our Scoring Challenge, and the idea was that you could compose a little bit of music against a film that I sort of made available. And well, a couple of people entered and their entries were marvellous, absolutely fantastic. There was no prizes or anything like that. It was just to, you know, see if I could get you going to compose music. Because after all, what's the point of building guitars if you don't use them to play? Anyway, well, recently we've been away on holiday to the beautiful island of Sardinia. Now, I'm not one to sit on the beach and read the latest thriller, so I have my utility tools. I mean, they laughably call these phones, but it's not a phone, is it? It's like a Batman utility belt, and it's fantastic for shooting video, especially slow motion video. So I went out with this camera and took some slow motion video, and I had my iPad with me, which has got Cubasis 3 on it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to compose a piece of music. Dramatic music was my idea to go with the film that I shot. Now, my first attempt was, well, the music was a bit depressing, I have to say, so much so I nearly drowned myself, but I had another go and I'm reasonably pleased with what came out. So I thought what I would do in this video, I will show you the video that I made with the music that I composed for it, and I'll also put some links in the description below to my website where there will be a page where you can download the video without music to see if you could have a go and do some composing. I'll also, after the video is played, I'll show you how I went about producing this piece of music to give you some ideas using Cubasis 3. So without further ado, here's the video and I'll see you in a bit. Now, if you're still with me, I'm going to be going into my new home studio and I'll walk you through the Cubasis project that I actually used to create this piece of music. Now, I've always thought that saying you compose and write music is a little bit pretentious, especially for an amateur, but I've been watching loads of people on the YouTube who produce music in the same way that I do, which is very much try a bit and see if it works. And so I think probably composing music is the way to look at this. And you know, I really would encourage you to have a go because it's a hell of a lot of fun. Anyway, let's go and have a look at this project. Hello there, well, welcome to my studio. Now I have to apologise because I realise my chair is squeaky. I was not going to do it now. My stomach is rumbling, but try and ignore all of that and I'll take you through this composition. Now, I've got Cubasis loaded up on my iPad here. I'm not going to explain how Cubasis works because there are so many videos out there that will show you that. I just want to talk about the actual composition and the way that I went about it. So I've got a screen recorder running, so let's dive in and have a look at this project. Now, I set up this template, which is sort of, I don't know, semi-orchestral. I've got a piano, I've got a nylon guitar, I've got about 4 or 5 strings, slow attack, soft strings, piazzo strings, cello, double bass, that sort of thing, viola, violin. I've got some French horns, trombones, a tuba and flutes. So I try to give myself a bit of variety, and all of these instruments are instruments that come from Cubasis. They come in the package, as it were. So let's, without further ado, zoom in to the point where I started, and that was the attack strings. And I just created this simple little phrase. Once I'd done that, I thought, okay, I needed to add something underneath that to give a sort of a melody. So I then, let's just do that, click that and move that over to there, and here we go. So that gave me the sort of general idea of how this was going to go, but then it needed more. So this is where I started adding sort of embellishments on the top. I'm going to whip over to that. And well, I just do love the sound of these piazzo strings. If I can find them, here we are, here they go. Just simple, a lot of reverb on that to give them some atmosphere. I then thought, actually, I need something else that keeps the rhythm going, so I added a harp to that. Here we go. Now then, this was fine and it was going really well, but I thought, how can I start this piece off? So what I decided to do was to take that slow strings theme, play it on a piano against the harp right at the beginning. So let's just go right back to the start of this project now, and I'm just going to make sure I've got everything unmuted. Okay, he says. Here we go. So that's how I started it off, with that same theme. So basically that theme goes through all of the piece. Okay, so the other important point for me was this sort of crescendo. So to create that, I loaded up the timpani. Now then, if we can see if we can find the timpani. It's down here somewhere. Where are you? There we are. I've got it. Right, let's just zoom across to that. Now then, when you're doing sort of rolls with timpani, they always do sound a bit false, I'll be honest with you. So, and this is no exception, but let me play you that sort of timpani build-up. Here we go. Here it comes. And then I just added it through the piece. Now then, once that's buried underneath all of the other bits of the orchestra going on, you don't really hear that sort of false timpani. There's not a lot you can do about that. Also added some cymbals into that as well, so you get a sort of bit of a crash. Well, if I unmute them, you'll hear it. Here we go again. And just to emphasize all of that, I added this thing called a noise bridge, and it's basically just white noise which whooshes around at the background. In the background, here we go. You just hear that sort of the whoosh of the sea, if you like. Okay, so then after that build up, that's when I introduce the sort of counter melodies that come in. So basically this was with French horns, so let's just let's solo the French horns, the trombones. I did it also repeated it with a violin, and then the flutes and the oboe. So here we go. This is sort of the bit after the crescendo. Here we come. And with the whole orchestra, let's go for it. You'll also hear in the background there a little bit of violin. Let's see if we can find that violin. He says, just here we are. Let's again just adding a little bit of texture to that sort of crescendo piece. So in essence, that's how I put the track together. Back to Dave in the workshop. Well, I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight into how I go about composing music on the iPad. Now I'm using Cubasis 3 because I'm familiar with it, but obviously there's GarageBand on there, which again is a very comprehensive music program. Now then, if you'd like to take part in this challenge, it's very simple. All the information is on my website, which is footstepguitars.co.uk. There you will find the video to download and some information about composing music, some links to videos that hopefully give you some inspiration, and also some how-to videos on linking music and video together if you don't have video editing software. So hopefully everything's there. The challenge is very simple. As I say, there's no prizes, but if you upload your finished work to YouTube or Instagram with the hashtag rscoringchallenge2 in the title, then we'll be able to go and find that, and I will certainly be looking for those and asking people to go and have a look at them as well, because there's obviously no point in writing music if nobody's going to listen to it. And well, last time the 2 entries I had were absolutely fantastic, and hopefully people went and saw them and enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that this time we'll do the same sort of thing. Anyway, I shall be back soon with some more guitar making. I've got the Great Guitar build-off guitar to finish, and also I've got some travel guitars to build. So I hope you stay with me on this channel. I will see you soon. In the meantime, stay safe. Cheers.